fool cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
Son of a.
And we're live. Welcome to the Underdog Journey. I'm West. This guy is unprepared.
I just got started. He got me on a customer. I'm sorry, guys. He got me on a customer service rant. And if you know me for more than 10 seconds, me and customer service are like this.
It's true. And David's audio gets cut off. That's what happens. When David gets going on customer service, he just loses all connection with the internet. So apparently that's what's happened. We'll see if he can reconnect here. Oh, it's going to be one of those kind of shows. Good times. Good times. Let's just make sure we're actually still streaming to Facebook. I think we are. But how is everybody else out there? You doing well? Are things good? I think we're still alive. I'm hoping we're still alive because today we actually have a pretty cool topic. We're going to talk about the 6 ways that you are killing your own success, and you probably don't even know about it. So you know what? I'm gonna try and check in here to see if we're still alive. We should be. Let me just check in here on the YouTubes to make sure we're still alive. This is one of the joys of live streaming, and you don't actually have a producer to check these things for you while you're still going. Oh, nope. Okay. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's David, but I think we're still alive. I'm going to assume we're still alive, and I'm going to keep talking, if only to myself. Let's see. Looking this up on YouTube. This is very exciting for you. I can tell. You're on the edge of your butts. So, let's see what we have going on the YouTubes. Uh-oh. Okay. The YouTubes. Nope, that's the old show. That is not correct. Let's see if we can pull up the new show. And I'm here by myself, speaking to myself. Yeah, YouTube looks like I'm still alive. David might have to try and come back on. So I'm just going to text him and let him know I'm going to carry on. And when he joins, he joins. Again, this is very exciting for you, I can tell. All right. Okay. So, while we're waiting on David, I actually have a pretty cool news topic here. Let's see if I can pull it up here on... Well, that's not it. That's not helping me at all. Normally, this is the sort of thing that while David's doing talking about one thing, I come along and I get stuff like this ready. But that's not the case this time, so you're going to have to deal with me. Alrighty. So, there's a story on LinkedIn News. Google lawsuit could change the internet. Big words. Let's see if it actually holds up. Okay, the U.S. Supreme Court is set to hear a lawsuit on the federal shield law known as Section 230, which could have massive implications for algorithms that promote content, as well as content moderators. Section 230 has long protected internet companies, including Google and Facebook, from liability for harmful content posted by users. But plaintiffs in the Gonzalez versus Google argue the tech giant is liable for steering viewers towards violent content. Basically, now look, it's not going to change the internet. It's not. It's going to change. It could possibly change social media and the way we interact with social media. It's not going to change the internet. Basically, what Section 230 is it protects companies, like I said, it protects companies like Facebook, YouTube, Google, all the social media platforms from lawsuits if somebody posts something promoting violence or bad behavior. It stops the victim of that violence from coming back and suing Facebook or Google, saying that they promoted this. Well, for a long time, as hopefully you know, because we've talked about it a few times, social media platforms kind of really have a loophole happening right now, where they should either be a forum, a free platform where anybody can post anything, wherein something like this would apply. It would let people have the freedom to post anything they want, and these platforms they're just the publisher. They're not the moderator. Therefore, they are not liable. However, what this argument and other arguments that have come before the court are saying is that if these social media platforms are going to moderate your content, are going to take down content they don't like and promote content they do like, well, then this law doesn't apply anymore because they're no longer a publisher. Now they're a moderator. Get it? Get the difference? Moderator gets to tell you what you can and can't post. The publisher is just a flat platform where you can post anything you want. So this lawsuit is essentially saying, no, they're a moderator because they are moderating content. They're not just a publishing platform. So hypothetically, if this lawsuit is successful, these companies like Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of the social media platforms will have to choose whether they want to moderate or publish. But the lawsuit is saying they can't do both. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So what are your thoughts? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. What do you think? Do you think social media platforms should be a publisher or a moderator? Or should they be both and be allowed to have free reign over all content and still not be held liable? So go, do with that what you will. I'm going to stay out of the politics of this. And I think David might be trying to rejoin us here. We're going to see if he rejoins. I heard the sound. We're going to hop on in the call there. David, you back with us? Nope. David, are you back with us? Can you hear me? I have no audio coming from you. Can you hear me? Shake your head if you can hear me. Give me a yes if you can hear me. He's not shaking his head, so I don't think he can hear me. We can see you though, David, so that's a step in the right direction. So anyway, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about social media platforms. Either, I think he restarted his computer. Eventually, we're going to get this right. Again, the joys of live streaming. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And leave a comment for David, who might be back online now. David, are you with us? David, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you too. We can hear you too. Fantastic.
Holy mother. Okay, so are we still online? I'm guessing you are, because it was an internal thing. Something happened here with the router.
Yeah, we are.
Not the router. It was the modem from Time Warner Charter or whatever they call themselves this week. Just flatlined.
Yeah, we're still online. We're still good.
We lost. We got the boys watching Outer Banks or something. The girls watching something on a tablet. The wife's watching something on her phone, and then I'm in here doing this, and all of us at one time just went whoosh, gone. So we got it back up and running.
Good.
I turned it off, and then turned it back on, and it was all fine.
It's okay. We went over a quick news topic while you were away.
All right, I'm trying to get back and caught back up here because that was I'm going to use the word fun, but not really.
It was fun in the way that a colonoscopy is fun. Okay.
Yes. Much like that. Much like that. Okay. All right. So, all right. I'm back in my spot. I'm back in my zone. All right.
Nicole Leffingwell says, I was watching the podcast at least before she got her internet turned off.
I don't believe it.
I don't either. So, David.
All right. So what was the news story
so
that you had
this is
going?
actually-
I'm still trying to do the invites I was supposed to do before the show.
This is actually a pretty good one. So, there's something on LinkedIn News that is talking about a lawsuit that Google is facing right now. That is, it's dealing with the federal shield law, also known as Section 230. Are you aware of this one, David? The one that
I am not aware of this one.
Right. So this is the one that says social media platforms should either be a moderator or a publisher.
Okay.
Right?
We have actually had this conversation in the past about being a moderator versus a publisher.
Right. So,
and I'm not against it.
Mm-hmm. Right. So this lawsuit is saying Section 230 needs to change and make it draw a definitive line in the sand. You're either a moderator or a publisher.
Yeah.
You can't be both, which is what they're doing right now, essentially. Unfortunately, there have been a number of different but very similar lawsuits over the years, and this is just another one in a long line. And hopefully something changes because, I don't know, right now they have their cake and they eat it too. It doesn't quite seem kosher. It seems like something. It seems like they have some serious favors that are being pulled for them right now. And look,
we have to walk careful on that one.
It gets very political.
Easy to go from this to political very fast.
Right. Exactly.
So, yes. All right. You know what? If you got an invite, you got an invite. If not, there we go.
Yep. So everybody leave a comment down below.
Hey, West just texted me. He said, "Hey, are you able to rejoin?"
I did. Are you able to rejoin, David?
I'll be there in a moment.
Okay. Hey, by the way, important information for this evening. What are you drinking?
Well, but not weller. Let's see here. I got 3 bottles over here with me tonight. I'm going to polish off my 3rd, 4th, or 5th bottle of blackened.
That's good stuff.
So that's what's in the cup right now. That's in case you guys don't know, this is the collaboration with Metallica, because blackened is their label. So
very good bourbon.
This is it is quite tasty. This is batch 120. I'm finishing up batch 120, which is, I think, my 2nd bottle.
Nice.
Of batch 120.
Okay.
So it's actually really good. And then I've got a little bottle that most people will recognize here of the Blantons. I was at a spot Tuesday at a cigar lounge that will remain anonymous, Carnegie Lounge in New York City.
New York City. I have to say can't say New York City every single time.
Every time. So I'm there, and I walk in, and I always want to have water with me, guys. Always drinking water.
Gotta hydrate.
And I order water, and this is the bottle. They strip all the stuff off of it, but these are the bottles they use to serve their water.
That's pretty cool.
Which was kind of cool.
That's super cool.
Yep. And then the 3rd one, I got my 16-year Calumet here. So I am well tendered.
Nice. Good stuff.
And it was a hard decision, and it really came down to time tonight. I was deciding between beer or bourbon. You know, I really kind of had a hankering for a good beer.
Yeah.
I would have hopefully been able to go out there and find an Oktoberfest or 5 or 7, but just the time, man. Work went all the way to the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then we had some dinner, and then it was kind of like right into this. So I was like, all right, and I guess I can drink bourbon tonight if I have to.
If I have to,
So
I'll
what
have
are you
some
rocking
delicious
over there?
bourbon.
Yeah.
Well, considering it's always Oktoberfest somewhere, especially in my heart, I am having Founders Oktoberfest today.
Okay.
I found some Founders, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I've had better this season, but it's not bad. Founders is actually a pretty good brewery.
That's good.
So yeah, going through those. It's always
that's good.
Oktoberfest.
So you got okay. Hey, I'm for it. I am all for it. They're like, oh, well, you only get because I'll go in. I'll be like, hey, do you have any Meritzens that you'll or for those of you in hillbilly land, such as myself, and you got any Marzens that you have? And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, Oktoberfest. Like, oh, that's only during Oktoberfest. It literally means March, right?
Right. So we have Oktoberfest.
March.
We have Oktoberfest in September.
Where
we drink a Marzen, which means March. That makes perfect sense.
Very German.
Very German. They're very efficient in Germany.
Yes. There was nothing confusing about that whatsoever. But whatever, I guess limiting when I can get a delicious best beer on the face of the planet makes it better. I don't know.
You know, maybe it's like Girl Scout cookies, right? Like you could have them, technically have them all year round, but they're only good when you can get them once a year. Or like the Easter egg Reese cups. You can have a Reese cup any time of the year, but the Easter egg ones, that's gold, man. That's gold.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, right now, everybody's went these demons that are going straight from Halloween over to Christmas.
Yeah.
No. There's Thanksgiving. I'm a fat man, and do not take my holiday away from me.
I was in a grocery store the morning after Halloween, and it was already full Christmas, full blast Christmas. The morning after Halloween. So they do not mess around. We'll have to do a show just on Christmas,
just sell the sell cycle of Christmas.
Right. Yeah, we'll do a show just on that. That'll be pretty interesting. So,
I agree.
So today's show is actually pretty interesting. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No. I was just agreeing with you there and I was still thinking about the news story there about moderator versus a publisher. So I just does it have any kind of a deadline or kind of a timeline of what that lawsuit's going to look like? I mean, because it's going to go all the way up to the Supreme Court. We all know that.
Well, it'd
be nice for a timeline to see kind of like when is this stuff going to happen.
Well, there's no timeline, and as you know, the Supreme Court doesn't go on anybody's timeline. They hear these arguments when they hear them, and they give their judgment when they give their judgment. So this is actually going to the Supreme Court, and since this topic is very close to being political, a lot of people are concerned because the court has made some interesting rulings this year. Again, I'm not going to go into detail, but they've made some interesting rulings that could be viewed as polarizing. But here's the thing. The thing is, here, David, what you don't understand.
What you don't understand, Dave? What you don't understand
is the argument that's being put forth here is if a social media platform is going to moderate, which they currently do, they say what you are and aren't allowed to post. They do. It's clearly moderating. That means they should be held liable in lawsuits if somebody promotes something that then promotes violence or activity that could promote.
So basically saying if you're a curator and you're taking responsibility for what's going on your platform, then you are taking responsibility.
Then they're by default taking that responsibility. But if they're just a platform, just a forum, just a publisher, then they shouldn't be held liable because everybody has that same level playing field. So that's the argument that's being put forth here.
And that's about as close as we're going to get. Hey, I think it was the first year we started this in November of that year. We went live and we're saying, hey, we're going to give you a full running countdown of election. That was 2020. Yeah. Election 2020. And no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, no. Did we say that? I don't remember saying that. Were we joking?
Yeah, we did. We did.
We were joking.
You're like, tonight's all about the election, and I'm like,
oh, I do remember that. Yes, I was joking.
No. It was a joke, and we're gonna continue to joke about politics because that's what we should be doing.
You know what? If we just had a show where we could joke about politics without actually taking a side,
that would be great.
That'd be
I'd
awesome.
love it. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
In fact, I don't want to do it. I'd rather just sit back and watch somebody else do it. I'll laugh. I'll give you a like, a share, and a follow.
Well, look, Election Day is next Tuesday.
Those are all the things that you should be doing right now. Like, share, and follow.
You should totally do that. Look, next Tuesday is Election Day, and who here? Leave a comment let us know if you actually believe that the counts will be in by end of day on Tuesday, or end of day on Wednesday, for that matter. Not going to happen. It'll take. It'll.
There's a joke. Don't actually do what he just.
We'll be lucky by Friday or Saturday if there are determining factors in play.
Dude, we have got to get the hell away from this topic.
No, I know. I only meant it takes a long time.
I'm the one who drug us back. I'm the one who drug us back.
It takes a long time to count these votes, even though there are machines that count the votes. I'm just saying.
No.
I have no comment.
Cut bait.
I'm just saying I have
Let's
no
run.
comment. I'm just saying I have no comment. Okay.
All right. No comment. I have no comment on the situation.
I'll see you on the debate stage.
No. Actually, I would love to be. I could be a master debater.
People often call you that.
Yes, I could do it. I'll argue. I literally will argue about anything. It doesn't have to be something I care about. I will argue the point that I mean, even if I agree with you, I'm going to argue with you because why not? It's fun.
Everybody who knows you knows that you actually do that. So that's true.
Yeah, I actually do that. So I had to stop and explain it to one of the guys that I work with because I'm freaking grilling him. And at the end of it, I'm like, all right, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I actually agree with everything you said, but this is the stuff that I'm going to get hit with, and I have to be prepared for it. So I needed to see your rebuttals so I know how to respond.
Yeah, look, it's true.
At the end of it, he's like, you could have started with that, Dave.
He just thought you were being an ass.
He's like, man, I've known you this guy I've worked with for a long time, even when I was before I came on this role. And he's like, I've been around you a long time, and man, you were grilling me. Like, I've got to know, man. This is exactly how people are going to come at me. I need to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. Do we have any other news stories to look at?
No, that was it.
Maybe let's talk about some religion and finance.
Yeah, so I have a great story about the Pope and.
No. We're moving on. For some reason, I just hear the words "choir boys" coming out of your mouth next, and we're just going to move right on.
I have no comments. I have no comments.
Yeah, all right. So the topic tonight is actually, I like it.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
It is probably one of the most important things that we'll ever chit chat about. And
it totally is.
Of course, we're going to drink and have fun doing it, but it is to me, it's probably one of the most impactful things on the success of your business.
Right. And here's the thing. You can relate everything we're going to talk about to not just business, but your personal life as well.
Yes.
It's totally
true. Anybody, again, this is one of those things, anybody knows me, inside crippling self-doubt. Outside, I can tackle the effing world. Get out of my way, I can make it happen. Inside, I'm just like, you're probably going to be wrong about this and you're going to regret it, but you're thick-headed and go for it. But yeah, it's important. So we've got, that's right, I had to reboot everything.
You don't have anything pulled up, do you? Okay,
I didn't have it pulled up here.
I'll keep going until you pull that up. So basically,
it's all me.
Whether it's in business or your personal life, most difficulties, most hurdles that you're going to come up against, it's all in your head. It sounds crazy. It sounds easy to say, but it totally is. So we're going to walk you through the 6 things that are killing your business, killing even certain things in your personal life, and you don't even realize the vast majority of it is completely within your control. So, David, are you up yet? Are you up and running?
Yeah, I'm up and running.
All right.
And before we get started, there's I remember reading this a long time ago. Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking.
Yeah, it's true. Look,
yeah,
we could do a whole show just on that, and I'm not going to get all woozy boozy over here, but people who like do the positive affirmations. It's actually true, and it actually works, believe it or not. And we can go through the whole psychological ramifications, the science behind it. We won't because it sounds like mumbo jumbo. What we're going to do, though, is we're actually going to walk through the 6 things that you can actually identify in your business, in the problems you're having, and even relate this back to your personal life. And we're going to show you how to identify those things and really what you can do about them. Because honestly, most problems, 99% of all real problems, are just in your head. And that's the very first thing we have here. Item number 1 that's killing your business, and you don't even realize it, is the problems that you're running into starting or running a business, or again in your personal life, aren't actually the problem. The problems aren't the problem. The problem is that you don't recognize that 99% of those problems or those issues or those hurdles are in your head. And they come from negative thinking, paranoia, and anxiety.
Negative thinking. So it's not necessarily the problem is the problem. It's your perception of the problem that is the problem.
Well, you got to...
You're perceiving this as being a massive hurdle. And when you do that, you're not breaking this thing down.
Mm-hmm.
You're not seeing how. So I was talking not to go on another rambling rant here. This is actually fully contextual. Literally just the other day, it's like, I don't accept people who bring me problems.
Mm-hmm.
Bring me a solution.
Oh,
bring me a solution.
It doesn't matter what industry you're in. When you go to your boss with a problem, don't come with just a problem. Come with a solution to the problem. That's exactly it. You're right. And you got ahead of me by a couple bullet points there because even though 99% of the problems are just in your head, 1% of the problems are real, actual, legitimate problems. However, they're
Yeah.
manageable based on how you deal with that problem, right?
Yes.
Most of the time, the problem is the
How you
problem.
perceive it. How do you break it down?
Right.
So even if you have a real problem, and I've been there, you've been there, we've all been there, when there's actually something that needs to be overcome.
Mm-hmm.
And once you strip away all of the mystique that you've put onto it,
Right.
you realize it's really not that complicated of a problem. And if you just work the problem from A to B, you know what you see. That the thing is you're getting here is, or some people forget is, you know what the end goal is supposed to be. You know where A is, you know where B is, and all you've got to do is get there.
Mm-hmm.
And if everything you're doing is towards that goal, these problems, which, from outside or from 3 steps back look monumental. Now we're in a place where, all right, we're going from here to here. What do we got to do? Does this help me get there? Yes. Well, then I'm going to do it. Does this help me get there? No, I'm going to do something slightly different until it helps me go where I want to go. And then, to me, the simple breakdown of that makes getting some pretty amazing goals completed.
And that's it. The problem isn't the problem. The problem is how you deal with the obstacles in your way. So, Laura Black, how you doing? Good seeing you. All right. So that's the first thing that's killing your business, and you don't even realize it. The second thing is, and again, you can apply all of these to your personal life as well, which makes them doubly important. You need to stop negative affirmations. And that sounds, negative affirmations, it sounds ridiculous because you always hear about positive affirmations.
Yeah, I do it every morning. Every morning. I get up, I look at that mirror, I'm like, you're ugly, you're fat, you're old,
and nobody likes you.
Nobody likes you. Go piss somebody off today. And then I go off and I do it.
That's exactly your personality type. You are the kind of person who says, I hate you. You son of a bitch.
Yes.
But no, it's so people always think about affirmations like, somebody who looks in the mirror and says, you're pretty, people like you, you have lots of friends. In the meantime, that's really only stuff your mom ever said to you. No real person ever says that to you. But
my mom's on the show right now, so
it's true. So
was that directed at me?
No. Look, no,
Hey Dave, if the shoe fit, wears it, man.
Look, no, my mom was always the one who told me that I was cool too, and it never rings the same.
Although she did leave a frowny face on our first video.
My mom literally left a frowning face on our first video. She says it was an accident, but I don't think it was an accident because she's not watching now. So go figure. But there's also such a thing as negative affirmations, and really where that comes from is how you speak to yourself. How many times have you messed up at work or in a personal situation? You're like, God, why am I so stupid? That's so dumb. I got to stop being so. And honestly, everybody does it. The thing is, though, is it seems like a little thing. It seems like nothing. But the more often you do it, honestly, there are pathways that build up in your brain
quicksand.
that become that bakes that into your brain. It becomes hardwired into your brain to talk to yourself that way. Those are negative affirmations, and these are the sources really of all of our doubt, of all of our. Hang on, the live studio audience is here.
Okay.
Aside from the thetans, it's all about the negative affirmations. Yeah, I'm going to talk about.
Well, yeah, you haven't shared your screen over on this side, so I can't see in real time. I've got to wait till it comes over on the delay, and then I'm able to see what's going on. So, they're both down there.
Sorry, 1 second here.
It's all right.
What are you doing?
So,
hang on.
Locke, how'd you do? How were you today? How was school?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
There we go.
Did you do anything cool today?
What was your favorite thing about today? Coughing on my mic?
No.
What was your favorite thing about today?
That's a close number 2.
This pipe. It's weird.
Yep, that was my very first pipe.
Oh,
I used to fill it with bubble juice to make bubbles.
Oh. And
so what was your favorite thing about today, buddy?
My favorite thing today was recess.
Recess is fun.
It was my favorite thing today too.
And I lost a tooth.
You lost another tooth?
You lost a tooth at recess?
Oh, he lost that front tooth. Yeah, so you saw the front tooth missing, David, right?
Yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah. Catherine, what was your favorite thing today?
My favorite thing was playing with Noah.
Playing with her cousin Nora. So Catherine's been sick and she stayed home today.
Okay. Well, I see she's got is that a Care Bear? Is that what they're called? A Care Bear?
Yeah. I already told about.
So which Care Bear is that? Is that the
Oh.
Care of Care Bears, or is that
Which
the
Care Bear?
Karen of Care Bears?
Daydream Bear.
It's Daydream Bear.
And
I did-
I also have this little plastic toy bat.
Ah, now if you take a piece of metal and you use a plasma cutter and cut that shape out, you can use it as a Batman Ninja Star.
Oh, you want?
I'm just saying.
Stars?
No.
I'm just saying that's something you could do.
We could totally do that. Make it happen.
Actually, somebody out there in the world of metal cutting is going, you wouldn't use a plasma cutter for that.
No, come on, plasma cutter, you amateur.
Yeah, that's a CNC machine.
Yeah, that's a neat one, huh? That's way older than me. Okay, you guys, time to go to bed. Good night, buddy. Mwah.
Hey, wait! Before they go, how much candy did you guys get while you were trick or treating?
How much candy do you guys have? You guys have.
500.
They have lots and
500.
lots and lots of candy. Infinity, she said.
Yes, Infinity. That's a couple. That's like 500 plus like 17 or something. Infinity is.
It's a lot. It's a lot of candy.
It's a lot.
We have a lot of candy. Is what we're trying to say.
They brought back in. I mean, the kid that we only got the older boy. He didn't go out.
He didn't go trick. Well, he's like 18 now.
Yeah, he's now 18. So he
kinda aged out
stayed
of it.
here. He stayed here, and then he had the garage door open. So I had to go shut the garage door off because people were coming up to them and they didn't have candy. I was giving it out at the front door.
Yeah.
So I had to go tell them to shut the door on the side or the garage door so the kids would come over. But
Right, and you were giving out full boxes of Little Debbie's.
yes,
So all of the all the other neighbors hate you, is what you're trying to say.
Oh my lord! So apparently, so the wife and she was out walking with the daughter and the other kids and everything, and she said that she just heard all over the place. She's like, everybody they passed, hey, have you went to the Little Debbie house yet? Have you went to the Little Debbie house yet? And on and on and on. So everybody was hunting for the house, and so I was in meetings till 5. You and I were talking. It was like 5:15.
Yeah.
You and I were talking till 5:15. I had to get off the phone or had to get off the Skype call with you and run around to answer the door because at 5:15 they started coming.
Trick or treat
right.
not till 6.
Yeah. Well, there's no official start time and end time over here.
Ah,
So
I see. Okay.
we luckily for us, we had 199 boxes of Little Debbie's. And we
That's
went
a
through
lot.
every single one of them.
Yeah.
Sans one box of fudge rounds.
Oh,
But I
those are the
also
best
had-
though. Those are the best ones.
Yeah, yes, I'm very happy. I had one before I came into the show, but I also happened to buy a little case of it was like 30 or 35 full size candy bars,
Oh, nice. Good
just
call.
in case,
Mhm.
because I had a couple of like, all right, the daughter likes this one, the boy likes this one. I had a like 5 or 6, maybe 10 boxes stashed because it was pretty much done. And then this group of kids came and they did, whew, all right, well, that left the one box of Little
Yep.
Debbie's. Shutting the light off, doors closed, we're done.
Lock the doors. Turn off the
Right?
lights.
No.
Yeah.
They come up, they knock on the door because this is a Little Debbie house.
Yeah,
They
right.
come up knocking on
Exactly.
the door and are like, hey, trick or treat. So we were, at that point, we were busted down to the lowly world of handing out full-size candy bars. And those kids had to be, it's what a night when you get disappointed when you get handed a full-size candy bar because you were
Right.
expecting a full box of Little Debbie's.
Exactly.
But I did post it on Facebook, and I've had more than a few people tell me that they're doing it next year, and I have to give credit where credit's due on this because this wasn't my idea. This was not my idea.
Was the wife's?
My wife told me about a time when her and her cousins had went all trick or treating in their grandmother's neighborhood, and somebody had handed out full boxes of Little Debbie's. And
Nice.
now the wife is like 97, so she's really old now, and she's carried that memory all these years. And then the cousins all started talking and everything, so it was a big deal, a big memory for them about getting the full box of Little Debbie's.
Right.
Impacted all these decades later. So I was like, you know what, if I can give somebody that memory later, then hell yeah, I'll do it.
You're a
So
good man.
it
Jake,
actually
loving well.
came from the Wary family. So credit where credit's due. That's how that came about.
You're a good man. You're a good man. Jake, loving well.
No, you're fat, you're ugly, and nobody likes you. Oh, well, fat, you're ugly, you're old, and nobody likes you.
Yeah, didn't I just say stop with the negative affirmations?
I just had to find a way to get us back on the topic.
There you go. So stop with the negative affirmations. So here's the thing. We've all been there, right? Let's say you think you're not good enough for a specific opportunity, whether it's a job
Yeah.
or something else, or asking a girl out.
Well, I want
Go
to take a
for it
step
anyway.
back. I know. Yeah, I agree with you. I want to take a step back because
Okay.
you were talking about, hey, you make that mistake at work, you make that mistake here,
Mm-hmm.
and you're beating yourself up over it,
Mm-hmm.
and you're beating yourself up, you're beating yourself up, you're beating yourself up. And there's no value there whatsoever to
There's
beating
not.
yourself up. Guess what? You're freaking human. You're going to make a mistake.
Well, and again, most of it's in your head. When you make a
Yeah.
mistake, other people are going to notice that mistake. But you know what? Within a few minutes, most people have moved on.
Yeah.
They've moved
Within
on.
a few moments.
The only person beating you up about it now is you.
Is you, yes. And if you have somebody that's holding it to you longer than that,
They're not worth your time anyway.
You need to be looking for a new place. If it's your boss or something like that, you need to be looking for another place to work anyway, because that's not where you need to be.
That's right.
If
it's a spouse, current
Yeah.
wife, you're on watch.
You know,
Exactly.
wait, she just went upstairs with my suitcase. I don't know what happened. She's like, all right, fat old ugly guy I don't like. Get out of here.
I got a couch for you, David.
Yes, might need that. Anyway, so it is a really big deal. I have seen people that when they make a mistake, they expect, I don't know whether something happened when they were young, or whether it's, the college, or whether it was even in my opinion, a very bad boss or supervisor, however you want to title it.
Right.
I actually had a guy working for me once, and I threw him out of my office.
Oh, working for you
with these words. Yeah, working for me. And I threw him out of my office because he was so worried about making a mistake. And I was like, dude, I want you out of here. You're not allowed to come back until you've made a mistake. When you go screw up, you need to go and you go screw up. You're going to make a mistake. There's absolutely nothing that can't be undone. There's absolutely nothing that can't be fixed. Go make a mistake. You're going to learn more about this circle that you're trying to learn about. Because if I got to sit here and map out every possibility for you in a spreadsheet and put it in a matrix, there's no value there's no value for me having you, because I'm now doing that work anyway.
Right.
So go learn it. So I have thrown somebody out of my office, told them to go make a mistake. Go screw up. I want you to go and make a mistake. You have carte blanche range, carte blanche range, go. I'm going to stand behind you no matter what you do. And if something has to be corrected in the back end, I've got you. Don't worry about it. Go make a mistake.
Yeah, totally. And that's when he got arrested for I won't say what.
No.
David had to bail him out.
Well, no. This specific person is a youth minister. So
Nope. I have no comment. No, David, we're off that subject. No comments.
No. He's a good. You know him. You know him.
I do know who
He's
you're
probably
talking about, but it makes it even funnier. It makes it even funnier now that you told me who it is.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it's a go. Go make a mistake. Go with it. But I've also seen the people who, when they make even a small mistake, or even a big mistake, for the love of Pete,
Well, you learn, and that's the point. So you always hear these online gurus. You got to learn from your mistakes, and there are actually gifts when you make a mistake. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you can really royally screw up, but the point is you need to. Fortune favors the bold, right? It's an old saying, but it's totally true. The thing is, people like Elon Musk, or name any multi-billionaire out there, Jeff Bezos, they went out and they did it. Yeah, they probably had doubts along the way. Yeah, they probably had sleepless nights along the way. Yeah, they probably messed up and lost lots of money at some point along the way. But you know what? They went out and they did it. So when you tell yourself that you're not good enough for a specific opportunity, or even to ask that girl out or that guy out, guess what? Go do it, and do it the best that you possibly can. So that way, when you get shot down, they shot you down. You didn't shoot yourself down before you even got out there.
Yeah. You'll find out. You can be fat, old, and ugly, and just walk out and be like, "You're coming to dinner with me."
Right. Have you seen
now,
David's wife?
It's a business dinner, so they're expected me to pay for dinner, so it's no big deal. But I always get them there.
Exactly. Somebody else paid for it, but they were there.
Yeah.
But it can go for all kinds of things. Look, your product or service for a business that you want to start. You're afraid it's not good enough? Guess what? Let somebody else decide, not you, because you will always be your harshest critic. And that's really what it comes down to. Also, I went to art school, so the college that I went to was an art school, and so many people growing up through that school. The first thing you have to learn is when to quit and actually just accept something and submit it. And so many people couldn't get over that. And that's the biggest hurdle that you run into, especially at a place where, somebody's actually judging your work so subjectively, is how good it is getting over yourself, getting over your own self-doubts, saying, this is good. I'm going to, even though I think it looks terrible because I've been looking at it for 100 hours, I'm going to submit it because it is what it is at this point. And most of the time, people love it. People love it. And people are willing to accept you for all kinds of things that you're going to shoot yourself down for ahead of time. So don't stand in your way. You got to stop the negative affirmations.
Are we still on negative affirmations?
Yeah, that was number 2.
We kind of blended those two together.
Well, so number three, so all these kind of grow off of each other. So number 1 was most of the problems you're into are actually in your head. Number 2 is stop the negative affirmations. Number 3, and like I said, these are all building. Number 3 is stop overthinking. Stop overthinking.
We're talking to you.
Wait,
Yes.
Me? You think I overthink things?
You.
You think I overthink things more than you do? David.
It's interesting because there are certain things I'm like, screw it, let's go.
That's true.
Dave, where are we going? I don't know. Get in the car, let's go.
And that's the funny thing. So
how are you going to build that add-on? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
So that's the funny thing.
Then
All of these, nobody wants to internalize them and say, "Oh, that I totally relate to that." But
yeah,
every one of us is dealing with every one of these 6 things that we're talking about.
There are other people who know me who will go, no. Dave analyzes everything. Because I do. I mean, it is a downside to me. Yeah, I am outwardly go, but inside the whole time I'm like math. if, and then constantly going on to it. And if I get idle enough and I start doing that in my head, man, whew, and there's nothing for me to actually be doing to keep myself busy,
right.
Then there's a long night with a glowing screen on my phone going.
Yeah. Well, like
what more can I analyze about this situation?
Yeah. And I do that too. Look, if anybody's guilty of analysis paralysis, it's me. I mean, I've been held up for literally years on certain projects because I'm just doing the research. And we can go into the chemical reasons why that satisfies your brain on your desire to do X, Y, or Z. We won't go there. But the point is, most problems can't be solved by overthinking. They can't. In fact, in most cases, most problems are solved with less thinking. So you always hear about...
I was going to say, I had a guy that worked for me, and every time he's like, Dave, you haven't thought this through. You don't know what you're talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. I know a good deal about what I'm talking about. I'm considered one of the experts in what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So you're starting with this. I'm giving you free reign to do it however you want.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those people who come back to me going, well, we can't do it because of this. We can't do it because of this. And then I'll say, well, how about this? And how about that? Well, because then we can't do it because this. I'm like, whoa. Get away from me. If all you're going to do is hand me 1,000,000 problems for every solution I give you,
right.
I don't need you. You need to be working for somebody else because you should not be working for me. You should be working for a bank or something that has a policy for literally everything,
right,
and gives you step-by-step instructions. But this is the same guy that if I gave him step-by-step, said, hey, I've done this in the past and you need to do it this way to save yourself a headache.
He's going to complain that you're
he argue with me that I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and he's going to do it another way.
Yep.
And then guess what? When he does this other way, the trap that I said, hey, you're going to fall in if you do that, boom. And he goes to me, how do we get around it? Well, you listen to me in the first place.
Fair enough.
Oof. Boy, there went my blood pressure, because you know who I'm talking about right now.
I do. We're not going to fall down that rabbit hole. But
I'm not going to call that name out.
So, but it's an old saying, but people have always talked about trusting your gut. Trust your gut.
Yeah.
When you have a feeling about something, trust your gut. Go with your first instinct. You always hear about when you're taking an important test like an SAT or an ACT. Go with your first instinct on the answer. Don't overthink it. But it's totally true with all of these problems. Don't overthink your problems, whether it's in business or in your personal life. Because the thing is, in most cases, you already know the answer, but it's your own self-doubt, it's your own anxiety, it's your own paranoias that cause you to overthink and overanalyze. And before you know it, you're over here in left field while the answer you had all along was right here. There's an author, Douglas Adams. Most of you probably know him from writing Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
The name rings a bell. Like, wait a minute.
Exactly. So he actually wrote sort of a very, very, very short story about that kind of relates to this. So he was writing. I forget what this was relating to exactly, and this is gonna be a terrible paraphrase. But he said, when you're out there and you're throwing baseballs with your dad or your buddy or whatever, or you're playing baseball, and they hit the ball and you're going to catch it. You could stop and you could analyze the trajectory of the ball and the wind speed and the air pressure and the humidity in the air, and maybe a week later you could find out where that ball is going to land and you can catch it. Or you can trust your built-in instincts and go out and catch the ball. And that's what it comes down to. Don't overanalyze. You have it in you to already know the answer. You just need to trust what you do and trust that you know what you're talking about and go do it. And again, even if you don't, most of the time, your instincts are going to be correct. You got to trust your gut. Don't overanalyze. Don't overthink things. Nothing's ever been solved that way.
I did it with golf. Golf was my thing. I would sit there and like, all right, on the last tee, I did this, I did this, I did this. I kept my left arm as straight as possible, or I bent it a little too much. I took my backswing to here, and I came through. My legs were so and so far apart. The ball was at this position based on my belt buckle, because there's the other marker we'll not go into. But where's the ball in my stance? All of these things. And one day somebody goes, Dave,
just hit the ball.
Go hit the ball.
Exactly.
Like, don't worry about anything else until you hit the ball. Once you can actually hit the ball, then you can start worrying about all the other stuff. But you just walk up there, hit the ball.
Right.
Now when I go golfing, to be fair, I don't golf nearly at all. And I wish I did a little bit more. But when I go golf now, no practice swings, no nothing. I walk up, whack, off it goes. I don't think about it. I'm not like, oh, it needs to be here or there. I'm playing a fade off to the left. No, I'm hitting the effing ball. And it actually gotten a lot better. Just hit the damn ball.
Right. And that's it. And that's really what it comes down to. Eventually, your decisions need to become muscle memory to where you're not overanalyzing. You're not thinking about it. When a problem comes up, guess what? You already internally know the answer. You just got to go and roll with it. So stop overthinking things. That was number 3. You notice how these kind of building upon each other. So number 4 kind of builds. Yeah, number 4 kind of builds even further, which is
my favorite.
You need to You need to maintain proper perspective over the obstacles as they arise.
Yeah.
Think about this as I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to repeat that real quick. Maintain proper perspective of the obstacles.
Wait, go back. I need you to say it again, but with a pipe in your hand.
I got a pretty fancy pipe here. Okay, so
there we go. All right, and action.
You need to maintain proper perspective
there we go.
Of the obstacles as they arise.
Great timing. I love the whole everything. It was great. All right, print it.
Okay.
That was good.
That's it.
That was good. I like it.
All right. So
this is huge. To the mountain out of a molehill.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's exactly.
This is it right here. And I've got tons of people that will come to me, and I've seen it even in my career right now, my current position, my current placement, where people will take something that really is very simple and very small. So right now we're working on I don't want to give anything away because it's, that world is that world.
Yeah.
But we're working on a big event, and big events are made up of small things.
Mm-hmm.
And the question right now is going through is like, do you need Wi-Fi? Well, what kind of Wi-Fi do you need? And in my head, I did exactly that. I'm in this meeting, and I keep the little red dot here muted,
mm-hmm.
and I keep my computer mic muted as well, just so I'm double muted. Because I'm like, does she want to know what bandwidth? Does this person want to know what bandwidth I'm using? Do I need 25 meg down and 12 up? Would they even know what this is? Do I want a DHCP, or does everything need to be static? I mean, how in depth does this person need when they just said Wi-Fi, and they're just talking about really we just need to be able to pull down a project into our computer or stream a video off of YouTube. So the question of this, this person's like, really, I need to know, and they're just mountain out of a molehill on this. What in all honesty is a very All right, you know what? Never mind. I'll just Wi-Fi hotspot to my phone. I'm cool.
Right.
It's just playing a YouTube video or just doing this. There was nothing in our whole entire group of stuff that would have led us to need any kind of specialized or channelized Wi-Fi. And it just blows my mind that somebody's going to take something so minute, but that's also their job.
Right.
Is to make sure that we're supported. But you got to keep it in perspective. You got to maintain that adulation that it's not going to be what hangs it up, and work your way through it.
And that's exactly it. Look, most people, the reason they never start, that business or that project or go after that big job or go after the person that they like is their fears and anxieties hold them back. They make a mountain out of a molehill. They see these things they perceive as these big, giant, unmovable objects that are problems that they can never possibly get around, when in reality, if they just stop and analyze the problem piece by piece and actually see it in perspective, it's a completely different thing than what they were imagining in the first place. So, I like the pipe, David. You look good. So what you need to remember is basically ask yourself this question. Next time there's a problem that you perceive as just unsolvable because it's such a big problem, you need to ask yourself these questions. Is there anything that I can do right now that can change the past as far as past mistakes, or positively influence the future? Think about that. Okay, is there you see a problem coming up with your business? It's stopping you from moving ahead. Is there a problem in a relationship that's stopping you from moving ahead? Is there anything that I can do right now that can change the past or positively influence the future? If the answer is yes, then you need to do it. Then you need to do it and take action. Stop thinking, stop overanalyzing, see how they call back, and just do it. If the answer is no, there's nothing you can do.
So I've been in certain instances where people come in and they question, hey, Dave, actually it's more Mr. Leffingwell. We need to talk about the level of stress that's in your life. Like, I don't have stress. Like, I honestly,
says your cardiologist.
Yeah, that was them. I wasn't going to go into that, but thank you.
Well, I was joking. I didn't realize. I assumed maybe
it actually is. Yes,
proctologist.
So in one, they're worried about my fiber, not the stress. Hey, you actually got able to drink that. I figured that was going to come back up. Anyway, so no, they talk about, hey, you're stressing your life. Now, there's been a couple of decisions in my life about, relocating and doing all those things. Now, those were stressful periods. But as far as stress goes in my life, it's very low, very little, because I take this very much to heart. If I can do something about it, I do. If I can't, it's gone.
Right, and I
don't carry it. I don't drag it along with me. If I can't do anything about it, then that means it's not in my sphere of control. That means there's absolutely not a reason for me to spend not 1 second worrying or dragging this behind me. There's just no reason for it. So my actual stress level, gone. Now, there are people who stress me out. It's a whole different whole different scenario. But as far as stress goes, if you can deal with it, do it, move on. If you can't, do it and move on. That's it. I mean, there's not much to it. So keeping that perspective, and you talk about this in business. So you know what? You and I have talked about doing a joint business together, an actual full-fledged actual operating business.
I've been talking about that for years.
What are we doing after the show tonight, West?
Drinking beer.
We're drinking beer and founding that business.
Yeah, I didn't know we were talking about that yet, though.
Well, we're not talking about what it is. We're just talking about the fact that it plays very well into this. We've been talking about it for years.
It does. You're right.
And you know what? We finally said, all right, if we can do what's Nikki's down here calling bullshit. I don't know what on, but she's a lovely ex-wife of mine. She might come here and
her first comment. So we need to follow. So her first comment is,
I overthink how I overthink.
This is true, which is good. So she's probably calling bullshit on the idea that you can let things go, which I kind of agree with her on that one.
I didn't say I let him go. I just said I don't carry it with me. I don't stress about it.
Well, but the point is, look, if you can ask yourself,
Fuck you, devil woman.
if you can ask yourself, is there
We're in a
anything I can
loving
do right now
relationship.
to change the past or positively influence the future? And your answer is yes, then you need to take action now and just do it. But if the answer is no, and there's nothing you can do to influence the future, this problem is going to be inevitable no matter what you do, don't sit there and worry and sulk about the problem. What you need to do is think about after the fact.
Abatement.
What do you mean?
Abatement. So there's, you can't do anything about the problems, but what can you do about the fallout from that problem?
There you go.
So let's say you're going to have this problem, and it's going to cause this wall to fall, that wall to fall, and this wall to fall.
Right.
We're just doing this real quick. So you cannot stop these from happening. It's going to happen. You have no control over it. All right. So move your shit out of the way so when it falls, you're out of in the clear. Or put yourself some supports up that will let the wall fall because you have no control over that. But then it's going to come up against this other support structure and minimize the amount of damage you.
Well, look, if you know the wall's going to fall, don't worry about the wall falling. Hire a cleaning crew before the wall even falls.
Yeah.
Say, hey, at 10 p.m. this wall is going to fall. At 10:05, can you guys be here to clean this stuff up?
Yeah.
That's it. Don't worry about the problem. If there's nothing you can do about it, don't worry about the problem because there's nothing you can do about it. Instead, worry about how you're going to deal with it afterwards. In fact, don't worry about it. Just plan for it.
Yeah, this is a plan, not a worry.
Right.
Stress.
There you go. Exactly.
Move on.
Exactly. So you need to take action. You need to take action and just let it go. David, she called BS on you. You just got to let it go.
No, I ain't calling it.
Let it go.
Sleep in fear tonight. I know where you sleep.
Anything else would be a waste of time and energy. So you see how these are building upon each other. So number 5 is actually a good one too that continues to build, which is acceptance is growth. Doesn't it sound very therapeutic? Acceptance is growth.
I feel like there should be a lion standing on the edge of a mountain, and this should be on a poster inside of a bank's office.
I did work for a bank for a while, so look, it happened.
With the word synergy in the background.
Synergy, that's good. We got to drink to that one. Hang on, dead air. So here's the thing.
Hold that beer up. Hold on. Before we get into acceptance, we need to take a look at that.
Yeah, it's a nice.
That's a good looking beer.
It's a good looking Marzen. It's nice. It's refreshing. It's crisp. Look, I think there have been better Oktoberfests out this year, but this one's not bad. As they go, it's not bad.
Who is the brewer on that?
Founders.
Okay. So Founders they have the gold. So up here I have Founders, and they use the Bear Creek that's right down the road from me. They use it as their house lager, and it's private labeled for them from Founders, and they make a pretty decent lager. So I mean, that was I didn't get to see it earlier, but when you were holding that beer up there, I was like, ooh man, that is like right on the tint of amber.
Yeah.
The clarity of the beer. They don't have the greatest of water. I can tell you that from right here, because the foam head on the beer would be a little more substantial.
Yep.
Than it is. So the water, they could definitely improve their water quality, but no, it is what it is. Anyway,
well, I still prefer Jason's unfiltered Marzen, but that's a different story.
Okay. All right, here we go. So we have acceptance is growth.
Acceptance is growth. So
I feel like it should be. I got a robe over there with a hood.
So
it might sound important.
It sounds very like therapeutic, but look, it's totally true if you think about what that means, right? So look, here's the thing. It is.
We make fun of it, but it's true.
No amount of regret will or has ever changed any mistake. Think about that. No amount of regret. As much as you regret something terribly you did in your past, and we all have those things that still we cringe just thinking about things we did in the past, but no amount of regret is going to change a past mistake, right? And no amount of anxiety is going to change the future for the better. Think about that. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing you got to remember. Anxiety can change a lot, but no amount of anxiety you have is going to change it for the better. All it can do is make things worse.
Yes.
All your anxiety can do is make things worse.
I live with anxiety, not with myself, but the nut job that's calling bullshit. She is anxiety. I mean, she has anxiety about her anxiety.
Hey, David, I still have that couch ready for you whenever you're ready.
Oh, yeah, I might need it. Luckily, I got a lot of points for hotels, so I'm good for a week or 3 or 5 if I need to. But But yeah, she is, and it's just that as an example where anxiety builds up, and she's one of those also in that same ilk. She's one of those people that a small mistake at work really eats at her core.
Mm-hmm.
And so this whole podcast is dedicated to my current first ex-wife.
You said that, not me. I did not write this for you, Nikki. Don't hold that against me. But so here's the thing. So look, I'm going to repeat those couple lines
Your Honor,
real
I'd
quick.
like to call a witness.
Oh boy, hope you wrote a will. Okay, so I'm going to repeat these last couple lines first because they're pretty important. No amount of regret will or has ever changed the past. No amount of anxiety will ever change the future. It's impossible. So, a clear mind, however, is what you need to make the best decisions in both business and your personal life. Again, this can relate to both. In both business and personal life, a clear mind is what you need. And to have that clear mind, what do you need? You need to accept what you can't change. Think about that. You need to accept the imperfections, whether it's in a flaw, in, just an imperfection in your website that's stopping you from publishing it, an imperfection in your product that you can improve at a later date, but right now the product's pretty darn good. An imperfection in yourself that is stopping you from asking for that promotion or applying for that job or asking that pretty girl or guy out on a date. Accept the imperfections. You need to
just
accept
ask me.
the
I won't be rude to you. Go for it.
Right. You need to accept the uncertainties. The facts, the things that are stopping you. They're like, I don't know all the details. I need to know before I can move on. No. Accept that there are going to be things that come up that you don't know right now. You don't know what you don't know. I love using that phrase because there's a lot of crap that I don't know. So I fully embrace that. So accept the uncertainties. David, you've heard me say this. And you need to accept
Be a man.
Grow some balls and talk to me like a man? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh my God.
I have used that phrase before.
It backed up with, I don't know what I don't know. Oh man. Look, there's some memories.
Look. I was taking
no
action.
amount of regret will change how hilarious that situation was. Just to see. I mean, we're talking some pretty distinguished gentlemen in a room like.
Look, David.
That was a good night.
I don't often take charge, but when I do,
it's not good.
Do it. But when I do, I don't mess around. All right.
So
there
was. I'm sorry. I've got this thing here.
Go ahead.
I got this thing. So I've been looking here, the moral or morale letters from Seneca, and I couldn't remember the full name of Seneca. So it's Lucius Annaeus Seneca.
Oh, Seneca, the Stoic. Yes, he's a famous
the
Stoic.
Stoic letters from a Stoic. Yes, and it is ruinous for a soul to be anxious about the future, miserable in advance of misery, and it goes on and on and on and on. So. Just so you guys, people are like, oh, this newfangled stuff. No, this stuff has been around for a good bit of time.
That's that's like 1,500 years old.
Yeah, this is not today's writing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Study Stoicism. At least Google Stoicism, and there are some amazing philosophies there. Honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there. So I mean, the letters, the moral letters are kind of my favorite in that group, but. It, just when you were talking about it, I was like, oh, it was ringing some bells. I was like, oh, what is it? Oh, yeah, wait a minute. And so I pulled it up here real quick. It's really good. So it's nothing that's new. Right. It's something we've been telling people about for 1,500 years. And he probably pulled that from somebody that was $1,500 or 1,500 years or 5,000 years or whatever before him. We've been around doing this for a long time. Not West. He's not a vampire.
Well, speak for yourself. I am a vampire.
He is a vampire.
I don't suck blood. I just suck. The point is, look, you need to accept imperfections. You need to accept when you say silly things and move on. You need to accept the uncertainty of saying those silly things. And you need to accept the uncontrollable, which is probably somebody online saying dumb things. The point is, a clear mind to be able to move on
#us
comes from acceptance, right? Yeah. You can't worry about sounding dumb. You can't worry about saying something that's going to make you sound idiotic and people laugh at you about saying you hope ding-dongs don't pop up in the middle of your podcast.
Yeah.
You need to accept those things as they come.
Got to mute all the ding dongs, and then West. I mean, without missing a beat. Yeah, you don't want ding dongs popping up in the middle of your podcast, and hence the ding dong hashtag ding dongs was formed, and
right.
man,
or
so
or
last
me
time
calling
we were
my
together,
wife
we were
my
over
current
Taco.
wife on our first show.
Yes,
and
yeah,
it's
on the
still
very
it's
first
stuck.
show.
Luckily, she has a sense of humor.
Yeah, mine doesn't. Bullshit. It's not right in there. No sense of humor.
So
anyway.
the point is look, you don't have to, if there's a problem coming up that is really bothering you, or something happens that you just really disagree with, you got to remember this, okay, to have a clear mind. You don't need to understand it. You don't need to forget about it. You don't even need to tolerate it. But what you do need to do is you need to accept it. Accept that it's something that you can't change, no matter how much you disagree with it, no matter how much you hate it, no matter how much it's just the end of the world for you on certain levels. Accept it and move on. And that's the clear-headedness that you can have to make the correct decision when the time comes to move. And that's it. Because the more you analyze, the more you dwell on it, the more you think about it, the more you let it eat you away from the inside. When the time comes, you're going to act on those insecurities and those fears versus a clear head of acceptance. And I didn't even realize it, David, until you brought up Seneca. A lot of this does have its hardcore roots in Stoicism. I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
So I'm really glad you brought that up, because I have a couple books from Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, like right over here.
Yeah, it's when people go, you and Wes pretty good friends, like you don't even get it. You don't even understand that how many drunken nights we just talk about shit.
Oh, we've closed down many a bar talking about these exact. How many
we've
bars have we closed down?
Went
Do you
to other
think?
bars and closed down.
How many bars do you think we've had closed down just talking about dumb business BS?
Many. I could tell you that we at one point were part of the closing team for a specific watering hole.
We did.
Like we literally were cleaning tables,
and,
flipping the chairs up and everything, and walking people out to their cars. And then as they left, we're just out in the parking lot shooting the shit still. I mean, so it works out well. We're a good team. So, acceptance is growth. It's nothing new. Absolutely is nothing new. So, but we're going to coin it. So it's all our idea.
That's it.
So
Look,
I want a nickel.
We are the modern Stoics, apparently.
This modern Stoic. Ooh. You talk while I go to GoDaddy.
All right, he's going to GoDaddy, and he's going to buy modernstoics.com, I'm sure. This is how well I know the man. All right, so we're just going to roll. Before we get to number 6, I'm going to roll through and just read the titles of these, because they build upon each other perfectly, I think.
Son of a biscuit, it's taken. I need to go see what that website looks like now.
Everything's taken. Everything's taken. How's it look?
It's queuing up here.
Queuing. Well, you're not from England. You can't say queue. All right,
it's spinning, so I'm thinking maybe it's somebody just got a park.
It's somebody's squatting on it like you would have done.
Mother father.
So number one of the 6
beat
problems.
Me to what I wanted to do.
Exactly. So number one of the 6 problems that are holding you back from success is, number 1 is the problem that you're running into as far as starting or running a business or even in your personal life isn't actually the problem. The problem is in your head. Issue number 2 is you need to stop negative affirmations. Stop thinking poorly about yourself. Stop putting yourself down. Even when you do something dumb, stop internally thinking, man, that was dumb. Why am I so stupid? Stop saying things like that, because eventually it gets hardwired into your brain. And it's hard to shake those things. It's actually a really hard habit to break. Number 3, stop overthinking. What's happening? Care Bear? Care Bear is not down here.
That's Daydream Bear. Thank you very much.
Daydream Bear. Daydream Bear is a Care Bear, so it's not technically incorrect. It's like saying...
So I'd say...
It's like saying, I'm not talking about David, I'm talking about
thumbs or fingers.
Please? Yes.
Care Bears.
So, stop the negative affirmations. Number 3, stop overthinking. Okay? No problem.
Derp.
What's that?
I said derp.
Exactly. So
South Park reference.
Stop overthinking. Stop overanalyzing. And I'm as guilty of that as anyone else. I still do that, and I still have to stop myself from doing that. Number 4 was maintain proper perspective of the problems as they arise. Don't make a mountain of a molehill. Think about it logically. And you're going to find that you can make your way through most problems pretty easily. And if you can't make your way through a problem, if you can't work your way around a problem, at least you can plan for the fallback from that problem. Number 5 was acceptance is growth. Don't dwell, accept things, accept imperfections, accept uncertainty, and accept the uncontrollable. And you'll be surprised how clear-minded you can be when you make your next big decision in business or personal life. So number 6, David, number 6 is actually pretty important, and I ended with number 6 on purpose, which is...
There's only so much planning you can do. There's only so much thinking you can do. Nothing gets happened, and nothing gets happened. Nothing gets done. Nothing happens until you get your ass up and go. And there's a quote out of the movie rendition of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs that says, "Let's go. We have some DM to carpe."
Ah, that's a good one. I like that. We have some DM to carpe.
We have some DM to carpe.
I like that. I don't recall that line, but man, that's a good one.
I was trying to look it up. I was like, I know it's in there, but I was trying to see if I could get a video and send you the link so that you could play it. But you gotta. This was actually our first topic after our ridiculously poor and weak introduction on our very first video.
Yeah.
The very first topic of stop thinking about it and go do it.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what we did. Look, we weren't prepared for our first episode, and you can tell that by watching the first episode. The camera kept dying. Our audio was weird. We weren't drinking, so it was very dry.
Yes.
We fixed that problem real good. Real good. We fixed that problem.
I can't. It was good. No. It was in that first show. Everything we went through for all the setups, even the entry, we didn't really even know when we went live.
Oh, it's
like
so
it says. It says we're live, but we're not really live. Are we actually live?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, we actually started with, "Are we live? I don't know. Let's just start talking."
Hello.
Hi, I'm West.
My name's West.
And I work in marketing.
Adjacent to me is David.
Right. Oh,
adjacent to him is a desk.
But guess what? We got on there and we just did it. We weren't prepared.
Yeah,
we didn't have a script. We actually thought we could wing it for Pete's sake. And David might have been able to wing it, but look, I kept things sober, and it was interesting.
So as you say that, it's hilarious. So I just got reassigned to a different task at this big meeting, right? We've been working on this other thing for weeks, and yesterday evening I get reassigned to a new task. I'm like, hey, I'll reach out to XYZ feller and I'll see where we stand. And this guy who is, significantly higher than me on the totem pole is I just figured you'd wing it and make shit up, Dave.
Right.
Like, that's what I plan to do, but I don't want to overrule this guy who's already been working on this for weeks.
Yeah.
But that's absolutely what I'm going to do. I'm just going to freaking go with it. I actually know the portfolio, so we're good.
Yeah, that must be nice.
But it was hilarious where he was just like, Dave, I just figured you'd make shit up as you went.
Right. And some people can do that. Some people need bullet points. Look, we all have our strengths.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
But here's the thing. So
just on that real quick. This is a side topic here. Yes, I can go in with just the Carpe Diem. That's it. I don't actually, be honest. I just want a general idea what we're talking about for the evening. Let's go.
Right.
But if you were to nail my flippers down to the floor, and try to make me bullet point something out like this, I would be tortured. I would be tortured. And because in my head, it'd be bullet point number 1, and bullet point 1 number just would never end. It would just keep on going.
A string of
a string of random ass ideas.
A string of consciousness is how you work.
Yes.
And look, it works. It works for some people. I get it.
What's funny is, I took the experience, and we've talked about this on the show before. I took the experiences from being the podcaster part, that we do from this show, and I rolled it back into the business.
Mm-hmm.
And I do a podcast for my territory, and actually I have people all the way to California that watch this thing.
Yeah,
now.
It's pretty successful.
And so it's been very, very successful over there. It's nothing. It's a private thing, but I get people who call me after the show. It's like, Dave, how do you do this? You are bam, 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 bullet. I mean, it's like it's as if he's like, I know you don't have a script there, but it's just in order, in perfect concentric order that runs everything exactly the way you need to. There's no fluff. There's no color commentary. Nothing. It is just the data you need gone. And I'm sitting here going, the viewers of the Underdog Journey would never freaking believe you.
Yeah, no color commentary.
Yeah.
That's
oh, it's
literally
tough.
what David is.
It's literally my job over here. But, on that, it's, it's a whole different, thing. And it's in my wheelhouse. And it's just like, boom.
You're
and
all
I run
business,
it
man.
with it, where it's just all business. So it's actually completely freaking hilarious how night and day it is from this side to that side. And that's another one that I looked at and finally was like, all right, I see this gap that we have. It needs to happen. It's time to stop talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it happen. And now I've been doing it for several months. And again, I've got people from coast to coast, the U.S., that watch every week.
Yeah.
Because they're like, all right, what's going on? What's up to date? What's the thing? And then even if I'm not giving them any new data. They can go and get everything I have from somebody else. The problem is I break it down because I was one of them. I break it down into usable data for them. And it's been wonderful.
Right.
Absolutely wonderful. But it was a, screw it, Dave. We got some DM to Carpe. Do it.
That's it. You didn't overanalyze. You didn't overthink it. You didn't overanalyze the problems that could possibly arise if you said a weird thing, or if somebody in the company didn't like it, or if you thought you were going to say something that would make you look silly. What would the company think of you? No, you just did it.
Oh yeah. Yep. Just did it.
Right.
And I'll tell you, I don't drink alcohol on that one, but I'm thinking I should add it.
That would make it a lot more fun.
If I do, I might actually record it just to kind of see. I might record one as a control group and then go, all right, today we're going to do bourbon, and then we're going to do beer, and then we're going to do vodka, and just kind of see what happens.
If you do that, it is on you. You work for a very corporate company.
Yes, but it's a scientific experiment, you see.
Look, I'm not hindering your ideas. You just let it run and let me know how it goes.
I will not have anxiety about it.
There you go.
Why?
Especially
Because
after
I watched our show tonight.
Exactly. Look. If you don't worry about getting fired, worry about what you're going to do after you get fired.
Yeah, that's right. You don't worry about getting fired because I'm going to get fired.
Right.
If we're not worried about that. It's like, all right, but what do we do after that?
Right. So
That's
update your LinkedIn now before you do it, and then you'll be all ready when you get fired.
Fine.
No anxiety at all. So
I'm
the thing
in the
is,
world of sales, man. We drink all day long. It's fine.
I believe that. So the thing is look, as far as seizing the day, carpe diem, right? A lot of the time, most of us procrastinate because we think, you know what? I'm busy right now. There's always tomorrow. There's always next Monday. There's always next month when things slow down. But you know what? Here's the thing. Here's one thing that none of us want to think about. We're running out of tomorrows. You are running out of tomorrows. These tomorrows that we have are running really short, really quick. And you know what? Before long, there won't be any tomorrows. David, when was the best time to plant a tree?
30 years ago.
When was the second best time to plant a tree?
Right now, bitches.
Exactly. Here's the thing. Look back at the Great Recession of 2008. Some of the companies, Google this. Everybody watching and listening, honestly, Google companies.
Google the Underdog Journey show about companies that were founded in 2008, because we went over this.
Founded in not
previous shows.
Between 2008 and 2010.
In fact, between now and next week, go back and rewatch all of our shows.
Yeah. Between 2008 and 2010, look at the companies that were founded. I mean, Goliaths, world-changing companies were founded between 2008 and 2010. That's why I'm so bullish right now on the future. I mean, look, we're not talking about politics. We're not talking about personal preferences.
About politics. We're not talking about anything except opportunity. We're talking about opportunity.
Based on past experiences and potential future opportunities, there are some very big companies that are being founded right now. And if you're not acting on it right now... And the
biggest one of them is being founded tonight after the show.
That's true. And if you're not acting on it right now, you are falling short. You're selling yourself short. You need to act now. And that is number 6. Carpe freaking diem, because right now is your second best opportunity for success.
Yeah. And in your personal life, go ask that girl out. Go ask your bagel guy out. Build onto your house. remodel, do the things that you wanted to do. Stop freaking thinking about it and go freaking make it happen.
And that's it. Look, how many times have you seen some really just dorky looking dude? And this is coming from me. Some really dorky looking dude with one of the most smoking hot ladies you've ever imagined in your life, or vice versa. Some lady who's like, she's fine, but like the dude she's with is like,
she's got a lovely personality.
Yeah, but the dude she's with would blow the minds of most ladies, most places. The point is that person who you would consider to be like a 5, who's walking around with a 10, guess what? They acted.
We could ask Nikki.
They didn't let fear set them back.
She came and got me, so...
Yeah, and look, David. She could have done way better.
I know that in my heart. I'm also know in my heart one day she will. I'm prepared.
Oh man, the point is, look, all of these things built upon each other, and it all comes down to you need to make peace with yesterday. You need to let go of the idea of tomorrow and act right now. If we're talking about movie quotes, cartoon movie quotes, there's a quote that I love. And man, if I was a big tattoo guy, I would totally get this tattooed right across my chest because it's my favorite quote. Do you remember?
Are you allergic to Indian ink?
I am, and I have some stories about some tattoo allergies. We'll talk about that another day. But the the point is, you ever seen Kung Fu Panda, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
remember Oogway's quote to Poe was this is gonna be a terrible paraphrase because I wasn't planning on bringing this up, which is
you get it, I'll finish it.
Yeah. History is a mystery. The future what's the future is something. Hang on, I'm gonna look this up while you're drinking.
History is in the past.
History is in the past. Hang on.
Future is a mystery.
You're gonna get it wrong. We're gonna get it wrong. Hang on.
But beer is delicious. That's why they call it a present.
Oh, you ruined it for me. Hang on.
Beer? I didn't ruin beer.
Yeah, well, you ruined the quote here. Hang on.
The power to ruin beer is in no hand of a single man.
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift, and that's why it's called the present. Look, forget about what happened in the past. You can't change it. Forget about what might be tomorrow. You have no control over most of what happens tomorrow. You need to act today. Again, just Google this. Google businesses that were started between 2008 and 2010, the last Great Recession that we had. Translate that on today with the economy the way it is. Imagine what somebody sitting in their garage right now, or in their basement, or in their spare room at their house right now with guitars behind them. Imagine what companies are being founded right now that are going to change the world. That's why you need to act right now. The potential has never been higher than right now.
We're bringing it.
We're bringing the boom, David. We're gonna make it happen.
Are we cool enough to bring the boom?
We can bring something. I mean, we can bring.
Did you just put the bullshit?
You put that back up again. We can bring the beer.
Somebody else bring the boom. West and I'll bring the beer.
Exactly.
To be honest, I think that's a far more equitable split.
Fair enough. But it's all true, though.
You bring the boom, we'll bring the beer.
But it's all true. So a lot of the stuff felt kind of like therapeutic, hoity-toity, whatever touchy-feely nonsense. But when you apply it logically to your business and even to your personal life, it makes sense. Honestly.
Absolutely. And I think everything off tonight's show went pretty well. And more importantly, we got through the entirety of the agenda.
For once, we actually made it through a whole agenda.
In only an hour and a half. So only. I think that about wraps us up for this evening.
Yeah. Well, look.
So it is Thursday. Sorry, folks. I was down in the. I gotta do it, Wes. That means Wes. You gotta be prepared. I was down in New York City. Earlier this week, and yesterday evening I got in the afternoon back from New York, and my oldest boy had his last high school football game was last night, so he was able to get back on the field even after his knee injury.
He
probably shouldn't have been out there based upon some outcomes and stuff, but so he hurt himself on the other leg. On his other knee.
Oh man.
He's all right. I think it's just kind of bruised up, maybe a bit of a sprain, but no tear or anything like that. I
Yeah.
don't think. Maybe some meniscus damage.
It was
or
his
something.
last game. He had to be there. He had to do it.
Yeah, he had to be there. So, and I had to be there too. So that's why I pushed off this week. Although I will let you guys know that we're looking for a guest for the week of the 16th. We're going to look for a guest to work with Wes that night because I will be busy that entire week at aforementioned upcoming big event, which will take me down to Orlando. And so I won't be available either or Wednesday or Thursday. We don't want to miss a week. So
No, we'll be live. I have some ideas.
Maybe Stevie Evans can come on.
I have some ideas. So possibly Steve Catronio from Disney Imagineering. Possibly
that would piss me off. Don't get him.
That's my point. So possibly Stevie Evans from Big Bentley's Pet Supply.
I want to be on with don't get me wrong, be upset enough that I'm gonna miss Stevie. But I've got him on my Facebook thing. He invited a friend thing that happens on Facebook. So I've got that at least. But Steve from the Imagineer from Disney, man, don't mess with me. Don't toy with me, man.
Look, I was gonna
be there for that one.
Yeah, I was gonna have Bob Iger on, but I don't know. It might piss you off a little bit.
All right, so I'll be there. Bob Iger is my idol, so that's let's go with that. But anyway, that's what's upcoming. Next week we'll be live here on the 23rd, which is the day before Thanksgiving. I will actually be over there, so we're going to reach out to our gracious hosts at the Opera House Columbus, see if they'll welcome us back to the stage, and you'll see Wes and I side by side on the 24th, and then on the 30th. And I think we're trying to plan something either to the Boston area sometime soon, or maybe down into New York City. So we'll see what's coming up, but we're going to do a little bit of some pretty cool stuff here in the next month or so.
I think so.
Take you along with us. And then once it's appropriate for us to announce what, I don't have a problem with you guys knowing that, hey, literally within the next half hour, 45 minutes, Wes and I are founding our company together officially. And, after that, it's going to be, at a certain point, we're going to bring it on and we'll share it with you guys on the show. But it does have it is a business, and both of us have dedicated the time and manpower to treat it like a business and not like a hobby. So
it's true. And look, I know many of you are thinking this, but this is not true. David is not, in fact, making his debut in the adult film industry. So put that out of your heads right away.
Did that years ago.
do not Google that, by the way.
That's how I afford the house.
Do not Google that, by the way.
There was this couch. It was all fast. I don't know.
Everything was very slippery. I don't remember much. All right. It's getting weird.
It's getting weird. I've been Dave. This went all sideways. Hashtag that's what she said. And
nope.
We
And we are
off the air.
Cutting the audio right now.
Basically infatuated with the in-between, the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I bring it to your city or your hometown. I go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red, and the brown. Now keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray. Time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. Funky in the city, funky up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. It was good in the city, funky up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.